So, Ken, this from Forbes. Car shoppers on limited budgets can't get a break. The average transaction price for a new vehicle is expected to rise to a record $38,255 in May, according to J.D. Power, sending many consumers looking for bargains on used car lots. No such luck. The combination of high demand and high wholesale prices dealers pay to acquire inventory has led to record high prices for used cars. Toby Russell, co-CEO at online used vehicle marketplace Shift.com, told Forbes the surge in used vehicle demand is causing bizarre behavior in the form of used car prices appreciating. Given the strong demand for consumers, the tight supply situation, it seems likely that used vehicle prices, already at all-time highs, will continue to rise. There's a silver lining for those looking to trade in their current vehicles. Vehicles demand such as pickup trucks, crossovers, SUVs are bringing top dollar, and the amount paid on a site right now is increasing 15 to 20%, in some cases 30% over the last year for the same used car. First time in history used cars have gone up in value. Well, they haven't over a period of a year, but that same exact vehicle. All caused by the COVID economic disruption.
Yep.
People in factories not making cars.
That's right. Also, I read about this
people
too.
Not in factories making cars, I guess I should say.
That's right. Well, I also saw that because travel was literally almost suspended, that rental car companies are a big source of used cars as well, because they'll order cars from manufacturers, they'll rent them to folks like us, and then after a certain point, they'll sell them back, and that becomes a part of the used car inventory as well. So you have two things, manufacturing as a whole, also orders from car rental companies. So it's really fascinating. But I will tell you this, I am in the market. I can't even believe I'm saying this, Dave. My oldest is going to be 16 in November, so I'm already beginning to look just to see, is there something right now that I could jump on and get a great deal, put it in the garage, and for him. And so I've been looking a lot just direct to consumer. Facebook Marketplace is a great option there. There's all kinds of Auto Trader. And so outside of the dealer, I still see, in fact, I spent a good time this weekend, a good amount of time looking. There still are great deals if you're buying directly from someone else. But to the dealers, there's no question the prices are up. I see that.
Yeah. And so the other thing that's happened was I bought a used car last week, and I bought it at market. It didn't pay. It was not up. Took a little work, though.
Yeah.
And I actually looked at the new version of that car, and there's such a shortage on it that dealers are charging $20,000 over sticker for that particular car. And now it's an expensive car,
right,
but they're adding a premium on it on a new car, because they gave me a quote on the new one, and I'm like, dude, I buy it invoice, and the guy's like, not today you don't,
right,
and not right now you don't. He goes, they're across town, this same brand is selling these for $20,000 over sticker. He said, we'll sell it to you at sticker, and I went, I think we're going to go used. So I bought a used car, and so but it's man, I mean, this disruption. And it's just like the new housing market is screwed up.
That's right.
And so it's screwing up the used housing market. And then people go cray-cray, and they get the chasing stuff and get the fever. And it's like, oh, God, I'm not going to be able to get what I want. It's like a little kid on the cereal aisle having a hissy fit.
Yep.
And then they overpay for stuff. And so, used vehicles, there's a shortage, and definitely. And there's a shortage for the new, because there's a shortage on new, because the factories were not dialed up, and it's going to take a little while for it to catch up.
That's right.
Just like it's going to take a little while for lumber supply demand to catch up. Right now, lumber's selling for more than gold. It's unbelievable.
It's true. And drywall. I've talked to a builder friend of mine. Sheets of drywall exploding.
Plywood.
Everything.
Plywood, the glue going into plywood, there's a shortage on. They're saying it's going to go up 4x before it comes back down. But it'll come back down, and these used cars will as well.
Yeah, there'll be plenty out there.
But the good news is this. If you're out there and you just decided I'm going to get out of debt, and you're like, I've got to get rid of this really stinking overpriced, I bought too much car.
Yeah.
I got a $30,000 car, and I owe $28,000 or I owe $32,000 on it. This is a great time to sell it.
It really is.
It's a great time to move down in car. It's a great time to get rid of a car that you're trapped in. So that's the good news.
I'm curious to know what the trade-in values, how much it's gone up, because traditionally that's way, way lower than what you can get if you sell it yourself.
Yeah.
So
well, the other parts of this article, which I didn't read, but the Mannheim is the largest wholesaler, the auction houses. that wholesale to the dealers, and they're seeing across the board about a 10 to a 15% bump.
Wow.
And so that's and then of course that's of a used car going across the dealer auction. Dealer puts that back on his lot, and they're not in the business to lose money, so they're going to be marking it up that much. So
Wow.
we're seeing this. I knew there were going to be shortages because of COVID. We talked about that at this time last year because these factories all just shut down, and it took them forever to come back. And you knew there were going to be shortages, but what I didn't, for some reason I was dumb. I should have been obvious. I did not see the price increases as a result, but because it creates a shortage and drives prices up. Simple supply demand curve stuff, and you get into that. But you're right. The rental car companies, Hertz, it owns Dollar, that sponsors the Dollar Car Rental Studio.
Right.
So we've had discussions with them. I didn't realize until we were sponsoring them, and we were actually talking to them at this time last year, because no one's renting cars. And so they're all screwed. They're all going into bankruptcy. They're all, right on the teetering on the edge. And what they did was they just sold off half of their inventory, liquidated these used cars like crazy. They dumped them on the market. Well, now the market's gone the other way, and now they can't get the new cars. And so it's gone back the other way. So a lot of rental-car companies have a shortage of inventory to rent to you.
Oh, we see that all the time.
It's not unusual.
Very normal. It really is interesting.
And Hertz is the third largest car dealer in America.
Massive. Yeah.
That's amazing.
Well, it's like you said, Dave. It's like we had all this extra supply, but we burned through it, and now the factories are trying to catch back up. So it's going to be this way for a while. I created a new thing as you were talking, the MSRP. Now it's IIWII. It is what it is. You like that? So don't buy a new car anyway. So we don't tell you to buy a new car unless you got it and then some. But now it's the time to stay away.
Yeah. Just here's the plan. Not right now.
Yeah.
I don't need it that bad. Don't need it that bad.